Right then, folks, next session. And you remember in the previous one, I used my new white Posca pen to do the white bit on the bubbles. And it's a bit much here. Oh, I don't know if that's even coming out on the camera. I'm going to have to do a bit more black. There's a bit too much white paint there. It looks a bit, rather than, it's going to take away from the suggestion of the drop because there's too much white paint there. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of a repair job on that afterwards. But my plan today is to do these two, a bit of white on these two, and then see where we are. It is weird doing these. When I haven't done them for a while, or had a bit of a break from them, it takes me a bit of a while to get back into the habit of doing them. Get back into the technique. That's drawn quite a lot of paint up. So I'm going to, well, this is part of the technique, is to then push it back a bit, which is, I always say, you might seem a bit strange, thinking, well, why are you putting paint on just to take it back a bit? Well, in the real world, you won't get straight lines when in defining lines in drops and bubbles. The whole point of this is it's shadow and reflection. To give its shadow and reflection of light gives the impression of it being a drop. That's what gives a 3D effect. So you have to get a blurred line. You can't have a straight line. I mean, I could leave it like that, and it would kind of work. It wouldn't be a disaster, but it works better if it's blurred. And see, that's a bit of a better blur to it. I'll push it back a little bit. Isn't it funny, when I'm talking and painting at the same time, my talking goes to pot. You might say, if you've seen any of my other videos, my talking's not too clever at the best of times. But if I'm doing a video, say about one of my quote images, or am I making money online, or any of my other videos where I'm just talking, my talking is a bit more lucid. But when my brain is trying to focus on painting and talking at the same time, I go a bit Joe Biden. I sort of lose track of what I'm saying and forget what I'm saying. Right. I'll tell you what I do. I'll put the paintbrush in my mouth, which will shut me up a bit. Thank God for that, you might be saying. Oh, because this is a new brush, a new paint pen. There's a lot of paint come out there. That was a lot of paint appeared all of a sudden. Okay, blur it out the sides. Put a bit more on, but not quite as much. A few wet dots. Bit more? Yeah. not even sure if that's the brush I used before doing these. It seems a bit of a big brush for this small drop, and it's knackered now anyway. I've used it so many times, and my technical skills for the painting are a bit industrial, shall we say. I'm a bit aggressive when it comes to drying the paintbrushes, more aggressive than I should be really. So it's sort of, it's fanned out a bit, it's lost its shape, but they don't cost much, the equipment I use, so I'm going to get some more in due course. Okay, I'm not sure that's solid enough white yet, but what I'm going to do is leave all that to dry. See, do I think that's enough? Might be. Leave it all to dry, and then do the reflection bits. Now, where's another bubble drop painting that I did? Oh, I can't be bothered to stretch and get one offhand. Have I got one to hand? Here we go. Here's my Eric Morecambe rainbow one. So these reflection bits are the ones that really give the 3D effect. Now these ones in that style, it looks as though the light is coming through a set of windows. So the brain will put that input together, and the brain will then form a picture that is a 3D droplet. So can you see that is sort of a bit of a drop effect, but it's going to be enhanced when I put the top reflections on. So I'll do that in the next video, and I'll see you again for that one.